Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Sarah Tiana!
Who told you guys to do that? This is exciting. Thank you guys so much for being here. I've been Googling jet skis a lot lately. Anybody else? Nobody. Do you guys know that jet skis are $5,000? I thought they were like $100. Like, I can't believe it. And I was like, oh, maybe I'm just Googling the Ferrari of jet skis. They start at $5,000. And I do not think they should be that expensive. Okay, let me back up. So I'm from Calhoun, Georgia. You guys have probably heard of it. We have a Nike outlet. It's a very cool... Nobody knows where Calhoun is. In the state of Georgia, Calhoun is right below the poverty line. It's right there. It's like... It's just north of... It wasn't about slavery. It's about states' rights. So that's where I'm from. And Calhoun was named after John C. Calhoun, who was a vice president under 2 different presidents. He switched parties because his party became anti-slavery. And he was like, what? No, this shit's fucking catching on, dude. I'm gonna double down. Yeah, he was a bad person and a really bad gambler, okay? So a couple summers ago, over the awakenings, somebody posted on Facebook, like, hey, maybe we should change the name of Calhoun High School so that it doesn't reflect this piece of shit. And the person who posted that on Facebook was me for this bit. And as you can imagine, that's how it went. People were very upset. And by people, I mean old white dudes and women who have never worked. That's who was upset. And they always say the same thing, like, oh, you can't say the name of Madonna. Don't change the name of another. That's about history. It's not about here. It's like, whatever the fuck they say. It always annoys me when men don't want to change the name of a building or a statue, because I'm like, you ask women to change their name all the time. Some of you more than once, Kevin. So, like, who gives a shit about a building? And like, listen, do I think racism is going away? No. Do I think it's getting better? Yes. Do I think less racists are being born? Yes. Do I think more racists would die earlier if we lowered the price of jet skis? Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Let's just make them $100 for a day. I just feel like racists would be flying off the shelves a lot faster. You get one, the Gulf of Mexico gets 3. It would just be a much more fun day on Twitter. That's all I'm saying. It's difficult for me to go back home. I've lived in Los Angeles for 20 years now, and it's difficult for me to go back to Calhoun, because the moment I go home, everyone's like, oh, look who it is. Look at Hollywood rolling through. Didn't know the weather called for snowflakes today. Tell Hillary we hate her. Tell her. Like she lives here. Hillary Clinton, big LA girl, yeah. We all go hiking with Hillary on Wednesdays, so tell me your grievances and I'll pass them along. Like, why are you talking about Hillary Clinton in 2022? Well, she never admitted she lost. Oh my fucking God. Well, maybe you should take your Confederate flag down. Maybe admit you lost. You know what I mean? Like, let's start there. And we get to Hillary later. It is fascinating to me that I see Confederate flags still in this country. I don't always see them in the South, though. I see them everywhere. But I do see a positive side to a Confederate flag, because normally when I see one, it's attached to a fireworks stand. I'm like, that's gonna work itself out, statistically. We just got dare that guy to fry turkey. We're gonna level the playing field today. I do come from a family of Trump supporters. My brother-in-law, big Trump guy, mostly because he gets to keep his guns. Fucking love guns, you know? And guns don't really bother me as much as why people think they need guns. Like, I can't wrap my head around that. Like, I've been to 27 different countries, most of them by myself. I can honestly tell you, nobody gives a fuck about you. Nobody's gonna rob you. They'd have to look up from their phone. Has anybody in here gotten a voicemail to extend your car warranty? That's how people fucking rob you, all right? You don't need a gun, you need a voicemail, all right? I asked my brother-in-law, I was like, why do you need so many guns? He's like, well, I gotta protect this house. I was like, okay, but nobody wants your DVD player. Like, I stay here every time I'm home. There is nothing of value in here except for your fucking guns. Maybe we didn't have that. I just feel like owning a gun is very egotistical because you think somebody has what you want. It's like my fear of sharks, right? That's very egotistical. I honestly think a shark could attack me right now. That's how egotistical I am. I'm terrified of the ocean. I will not go in because I'm like, out of everybody in the ocean, a shark would be like, that one. That's the fucking, yes. Meaty thighs, aisle 3, fucking dips. And I'm probably not actually afraid of sharks. Honestly, I'm probably just afraid of dying in a bathing suit. That's probably what my actual fear is. But I make it the shark's fault, you know. I'm just terrified. Now I'm afraid of a lot of things now. I'm a mother. I have a 2-year-old son at home, and it's weird, you know. I'm an old mom. I'm 44 now. That's why this special's called 44. Also, R.I.P. Hank Aaron, favorite baseball player of all time. Shout out, huge Braves fan, and I'm 44. It all makes sense, you know what I mean? But I'm an old mom, you know. Most of my friends had babies in high school, so this is like, I'm way behind, you know. And they still try to give me advice, like we're having babies at the same time. They're like, oh, enjoy your boobs now, because they really start sagging after you have a baby. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna use that. Yeah, it's not being 40, it's the baby's fault, yeah. They've just been 2 DirecTV satellites for years, just staring straight up at the sky. They also told me I was gonna love him right away, and that's not the truth either. They told me I was gonna love him. First of all, my son was 10 pounds when he was born. Don't worry, I didn't have him naturally. I'm not an idiot. I'm not that good at comedy. I'm not going to ruin my backup plan. You know what I mean? Like, no thanks. No. We just evicted his ass. You know what I mean? And I remember I was just like sitting at home with him, and it was the pandemic, and I was watching The Bachelor a lot, and I started feeling like one of the contestants on that show for the first time, you know, because I was also trapped at home all day, every day with this boy that just cried a lot, you know, and I was drinking a lot to get through it, like the girls on that show. And after about 3 weeks, I was like, I think I love him, like. Am I crazy? Like, this feels very fast. I'm still not sure how I feel. He's really dumb. My son is very dumb. And people are like, no, he's just 2. And I'm like, no, he's a fucking idiot. Like, we're definitely gonna let him play football. We're like, it's okay. Like, what's the worst that can happen? He gets a scholarship? That would be a fucking miracle. Like, people are always like, Sarah, what if he wants to be a dancer? I'm like, oh, such an LA thing to say. What if he wants to be a dancer? I'm like, fine. he can dance. You know? In the end zone, you know what I mean? When he's earned it. There's no free dancing in this house. His father and I have been together for 6.5 years. We are not married because his father is a Patriots fan. Boo! No, thank you. You don't get a ring from me too, motherfucker. I think you've won enough. There's always one Patriots fan in the room. Fuck off. I would cheer for Al Qaeda before the Patriots. You know that? We'll get Al Qaeda next year. You can have a little bit more fun, though, when you're not married and you're pregnant. Like, I can remember going to the doctor's office. I was huge, you know, and the nurses would always say dumb shit. They'd be like, oh, looks like somebody swallowed watermelon seeds. I'd be like, no one swallowed anything, Brenda. That's why we're here. You hurry up. Grandma needs a nap. It is weird. It is weird to have a boyfriend and a baby. People always ask, you know, like, why aren't you married? I'm like, I mean, to be honest, like, no one's ever asked. That's really the only reason. I think he's probably just too dumb to know, honestly. My boyfriend is a sportscaster. That's literally all he knows is sports. He knows nothing else. He is a real fucking idiot. But I'm a huge sports fan, so it comes in handy, you know? Like, I don't have to Google shit ever. I could just be like, who won the World Series in 1987? You know? And he'll be like, Cancun, you know, like whatever the answer. I've never checked. I don't know if he's a good sportscaster. Just a roll of the dice. I think we thought, you know, when we became parents that our lives would really change, you know, that they would be different, you know, we would just hold hands everywhere, you know, just as a family, just tightly, you know, just swinging around. Like, we would go to farmers markets every day because that's what you do, you know, we want to cook at home together, you know, just, you taste it. No, is it hot? It is not like that. I honestly don't even think he notices me most of the time. And the only reason my boyfriend even needs me in the house, other than to watch the baby, is to turn my head whenever he says, babe, watch this. That's the only reason, you know, but watch. So, you know, eventually I'll comply, and I'll see that what he's wanted me to see is that he has crinkled up a piece of paper into a very tight little ball. He spent hours on it. I mean, what else does he have to do? Be a father? No, he doesn't have, no. There's no time for that. So when I finally turn my head, he'll take his art and he'll throw it at the trash can. Or anything that's open, you know, the dishwasher, the hamper, my mouth, any hole not being used. And he'll say something clever, you know, like, buckets, wet. And he'll make it. About 40% of the time. And when he does, it is my job, as his girlfriend, to go, oh my God! How did you do that? From downtown! From the couch to the kitchen, you're incredible. You should be in the NBA. You should be in the NBA. This is why the Knicks aren't good. This is why they're not good. Because they're not scouting for guys on their couch in the middle of the valley. Isn't it incredible that no matter how old a man becomes, he never truly loses the idea of becoming a professional athlete? That never goes away. It just lingers back there. It's a little plan D. I just gotta hit the gym a couple more days. Apply myself. This is why men wear jerseys. They're not fans. They're like, I could sub. Do you need a sub? I can go straight in. I'm already in uniform. I stretched in the parking lot. I feel 100%. I'll be on the third tier, row F. And now I have to watch him live out his fantasies because I have to go to his adult male rec league basketball games. Oh, some of you have been to those, yeah. If you've never been to an adult male rec league basketball game, let me set the stage for you. It's usually in a very high-stakes environment, like a middle school gym. Mm-hmm. There's not an empty seat in the house, because there are no chairs to sit down in so you can watch the game. Tensions are high, because there's 20 guys on his team, and they don't know if 6 of them are going to show up. And they need a 6th, because they need a sub. Because there's a lot of running involved, and they can't do that shit. They got to go in and out, in and out. They can't run very much. Hurry up. Sub me out. I'm so tired. Hurry up. And at the end of the game, if they don't win, night ruined. Fucking devastated. Just Pouty McPowderson in the passenger seat the whole way home. We are not getting frozen yogurt, and that's the whole reason I said I would come. Just angry, fuming. And you know what he's mad about? Not the way they played. The fucking refs. That's whose fault it was. Couldn't be the fact that you guys don't practice. That couldn't be the problem. Nope. I'll tell you whose fault it was. That guy making $30 on a Wednesday. Just trying to put himself through chiropractic school at 50. It's his fault. He had it out for you. Unbelievable. Like, your point guard's wearing boat shoes. I don't think anybody here... As you can imagine, my family's not very thrilled with my out-of-wedlock baby having ways. My parents honestly aren't thrilled with anything I do, like fucking this. They don't understand comedy. Like, it doesn't matter how many TV shows I've written on, how many TV shows I've been on. If it's not Castle, my parents are like, what are you even doing? Okay. Lived in LA 20 years. I have 3 pages on IMDb, and they're like, why can't you get on fucking Castle? I'm like, that show's not on TV anymore. It's on TV every day at our house. Feels like you're not trying hard enough. They remind me every day that I'm their least favorite, which hurts because I'm an only child, you know? I mean, technically I have a sister, but I don't identify as a sibling, so... Mostly because she's better than me, you know? She's a teacher, she's married to a fireman, she had a baby before me, she just got her PhD, she has health insurance. She's just a piece of shit, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to talk to her. That's why I miss my grandmother. You know, my grandmother, she really got me. My grandmother passed away a few years ago at 94, skateboarding. We were like, Nana, wear a helmet. I'm just kidding, you guys. She died of natural causes, and she was stoked. Like, she could not wait to die. I don't know if anybody here has super old people in their family, but there's a whole section of the geriatric that's like, let's wrap this shit up. I'm good. Cashing my chips. I'm all in. She would ask us to unplug her every day. Every day, just unplug me. We'd be like, Nana, you are not plugged in. Like, I don't know. I would. There's not even an outlet in here. I've been trying to charge my phone for an hour. Need something to do. She would also get really excited when her friends died. That's also a thing that they do. Yeah, because she's jealous, right? And this is how we'd find out. She'd hold up an envelope in her house like she's about to announce the wrong winner at the Oscars, right? And she'd make a whole thing of, Sylvia died. We'd be like, I didn't see it. You know? And I'd be like, what happened? She's like, I don't know, her Christmas card came back. Yeah. That's how old people find out, y'all. Because that's how they communicate, with stamps. I'd be like, Nana, maybe she just moved. She's like, yeah, she moved all right. To a permanent apartment. Gated community, deluxe one in the sky. She's so lucky. She hated any kind of celebration of herself, and my mother would insist on it. She'd be like, what are you getting Nana for her birthday? I'm like, she doesn't even want a birthday. We should get her that. So I started buying her things that I could inherit. And some of you are judging, but you should be writing it down. Because that's a really good idea. And she knew what I was doing. She would save my present to last, and she'd giggle when she was opening it, and she'd open it, and she'd be like, Sarah, thank you so much for this Ronald Acuna Jr. autographed baseball. You take good care of that, Nana. And we'll get that back in a few months. So. Make sure you put it where I can find it. My friends and family back home, you know, they have a lot of opinions about the world, which makes sense because they've never seen it at all. Ever. Most of my friends have never been on an airplane before. And it's not because they can't afford to fly. I think they're afraid they're going to get off the airplane and there's not going to be a Cracker Barrel. And they're going to be like, where are we going to eat? Where am I going to get a steak in New York? Glad you guys know what Cracker Barrel is. It's not my favorite name of a restaurant, but it does have sentimental value to me because Cracker Barrel was the first sit-down restaurant we ever got in Calhoun. If you don't know what a sit-down restaurant is, it's kind of like an in-ground pool. It's fancy, all right? Like, you got to know somebody to get in. You got to be on a list, dress up. We didn't even know what to do. We'd never seen waitresses. We were like, is this prom? Like, we didn't even know, like, how to act. And I assumed when I moved to Los Angeles 20 years ago in 2001 that Cracker Barrels would be everywhere. They fucking weren't. They came to Arizona and Nevada and they just stopped. And I found out why recently. So California is a $1 billion restaurant industry. Cracker Barrel refused to come here for 25 years because California has earthquake restrictions, and they told Cracker Barrel if they wanted to come, they'd have to take all the shit off the ceiling. That's why Cracker Barrel did not come here. They held out. They were like, go fuck yourself. How about that? Is that on your menu? It should be. Nobody can eat hash brown casserole without a wheelbarrow hanging above their head. I don't know how you eat dinner at your house, but at our house, we need a hacksaw from the 1800s next to our table and a gas station sign that's been out of business for 60 years hanging above it. It don't taste good without that. I'm not wrong. No one's ever died of food poisoning at Cracker Barrel. Fun fact. It's like 4,000 cases of tetanus, but ain't nobody died from it. You gotta see the world. I tell my friends that all the time. I remember going to Australia for the first time, and my friends in Calhoun were so excited. Like, oh, Sarah, what's it like? Does the toilet water flow in the opposite direction? I'm like, what? I don't know. It tastes the same, you know? Like, they're not that different than us. You learn things when you travel. Like, I found out the hard way that in English-speaking countries, different words mean completely different things. Like the word fanny in the UK, do not get that mixed up. Because here the word fanny means pew, pew, backward, you know, the behind. In the UK, fanny means the front part. Sorry to point, that wasn't ladylike, but yeah, it's that. The front part of a lady, and not the technical, not the biblical term, not the Lord's word, but it means the dirtier. Starts with a P. And it's not princess, so I'm not gonna say it. That's what the word fanny means, and I didn't know that. And I wear a fanny pack when I travel because I'm an adult. And you're not the boss of me. So I'm going through customs in Scotland. I'm a little nervous. I get up to the counter, which is way up to here on me because I'm short. And the guy's like, let me see your passport. And I was like, oh, let me dig it out of my fanny, right? And I'm just like reaching down like that. And for some reason, I'm keeping eye contact with him. I didn't want him to think I was a terrorist. I was like, like, sorry, it's such a big pocket. Things get lost in there. I just think traveling is such a great way of seeing the world and really understanding other people. Like I said, I've been to 27 different countries. There's only been one that I did not like, and that was Iceland. Sorry, I know everybody here is from Iceland, but like, I just felt like it was cold Hawaii. Like it just, to me, Iceland just felt like Hawaii without the perks. And there wasn't a whole lot to see there, you know what I mean? And everybody was like, they have 800 waterfalls in Iceland, and they want you to see every goddamn one of them. Have you guys ever seen a waterfall before? Okay, well, congratulations, you've seen every fucking waterfall. Like, they all look exactly the same. I've never been to a waterfall and been like, oh my God, this one's so different. It goes up. How do they even... They also don't have anything good to eat there because they don't got sun. They can't grow nothing. Look at me. If they don't have good food at a place, I'm like, this country sucks. So we finally found this one place that everyone has recommended, and it's a price fixed menu. And like, I don't know what that means. And they go, well, it means you pay one price, and we bring food out to you all night long. And I was like, what? Like, that's a buffet without the exercise. That's dope as hell. You should call it that. You get more customers. So we're sitting there, and we're halfway through the first course, and it's very good. And the maitre d' comes over, and he goes, oh, first time eating well? And then he walked away. And your brain can't even process that statement. When someone says that out of context, you don't even know what to, they're like, first time eating well? You're like, I feel like I ate pretty well. I'm on vacation. But like normally I eat well. But he wasn't talking about my body, he was talking about the animal. And I don't know if you've ever had a belly full of mink whale before, but you can't go back from that. You can't just all of a sudden go to heaven again. Like, you gotta meet everybody around you, be like, oh, we all going to hell together. Let's get to know one another, form a team. What are you even supposed to say in that situation? First time eating whale? Nah, big fan, yeah. I was watching Free Willy and I got hungry, that's why I bought a plane ticket to come here, so if I could have some more whale, please. If I could have 101 Dalmatians for dessert, that made me feel real good about myself. Just bring them out one at a time like they're fajitas and I can really savor the attention. Like, of course it's my first time eating whale, and I don't feel well about it, and I'm not going to tip well either, motherfucker, because I feel tricked. Thank you guys very much. I'm Sarah Tiana. I just want to thank you guys all so much for coming out tonight. It means a lot to me. I've been a paid regular here since 2009. All of my friends are here. My boyfriend Chris is here. And like, the Comedy Store is my home. And it means so much. They asked me to be one of the first people to do this. So thank you to the Comedy Store. Thank you to Emily and John and Damon and everybody. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
This next lady, as well as entertaining the troops all over the world, she's also a regular on Reno 911. Please give it up to lovely and talented Miss Sarah Tiana.
Hello! I hear there's some Southern people here tonight. Make some noise. Woo! Awesome.
No, I think it was like, I literally was talking to him and
I saw the light and then I was like, oh shit, I
okay.
have like 6 minutes left. I'm just saying, you're 16. You know, you gotta hold out. You are ruining the curve for the rest of us. Don't you remember what your mom used to always say? He's not gonna buy the cow if he gets anal. Do you guys remember that? That's why I call them mullets, you know? I call them mullets because they're virgins in the front, party in the back, they're mullets.